about focusing on the game at hand always, because quite honest, all the outside stuff is gets in the way, right? You just got to focus on your game and the individuals maxing their game out.
Larry, you talked about Mackenzie Weegar sort of expanding his profile the other day. Do you figure that maybe a little more offense is a part of that?
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't think that's his mainstay. I mean, he's a good all-around player. Plays against top players and plays hard, competes hard.
There's obviously a lot of things that go into a D-man that suppresses shots against. What do you think is his greatest asset in that regard?
I think he's a great competitor and he understands the game really well. I think he needs a good partner to play off of and play with.
Are you still seeing good energy? I mean, Markstrom's been playing really well. Would you be comfortable playing him from now to the end of the season, or do you need to give him a little break?
Play him tonight.
What are you seeing in terms of your pairings in general? I know it's been a pretty good stretch here of the way that it's been set here this morning, but just what have you seen from the group of six?
You know, we changed it around, obviously, once we got Troy, right? Mm-hmm. Then we and Anderson got back up to speed again after his accident, so we changed it around. We put Mackenzie with him and Noah with Danny, and obviously I think Weeks and Rass have been playing big minutes. I think that Z has been in and out with his game, that's for sure. So we need some balance there.
Daryl, the team seems like it's been fighting, scraping, battling all year long, playing well, just not always getting the tight
yeah.
What you want. Like how mentally and gas tank, how are they handling that at this point?
I think they've handled it really well. Quite honest, wasn't, you know, if it was a different market, you'd say they're handling it great. Quite honest. I mean, if you do everything analytics-wise, all that stuff, which, you know, if you're taking all that, then you should have a better record. But bottom line is we don't. We know where we're at, and we handle it really well.
Daryl, I asked you about Andre Kopitar and all your time around him and whatsoever. What's it about him that's showing why he has such staying power, why he's playing at such a high level still?
Yeah, I think
at his age?
He's got a really resilient attitude. You guys should know, being around him all the time, that, you know, he might have a tough game, but it ain't going to bother him tomorrow. And when he has a great game, that's not going to bother him tomorrow either. Like, he's so consistent in his game and his shift to shift, the way he plays. He's easily and not arguably one of the best centermen ever to play in the National Hockey League. It's not even close.
Consistency defined, I mean, is that his defining word? Even?
Yeah, over and over. But that's at a high level. There's a lot of guys that are consistent, but at a high level every night. And he's great. You know, he's an easy guy to coach because he can critique his own game pretty easy, and he understands the game so well. He can give coaches more insight than they can do by watching video for 3 or 4 hours. He can just do it. He can tell you after shifts. He's a great player. I mean, you know, and on the side of that, the type of guy he is too. Right? You know, he's an awesome guy. He does anything for teammates, anything for family. He's an awesome guy.
What do you want to see from Pelche whenever he gets back in?
Same thing. He's a good player.
With Andre, is there anything that's just inherent about a coach's son, the way that they play, the way that whether it's been growing up around?
Yeah, I think there's something to it, John. I think that, you know, these kids, there's a lot of kids now in the game that if you look at it, that are father's sons that played, right? So, and if you know, those kids are in the locker room a lot. You see, you know, my kids did it growing up, and everybody. There's lots of kids in the league I played against their dad or coached their dad. So you see them and you see the same traits, which means that there is something to do with bloodlines and in that inheriting part of it, but also being around a locker room, understand professionalism and what you have to do every day.